willing? Yung 7,000, so yeah, Mr. Chair, I agree with your point na di ipakita natin na mali sila by letting them witness.
So if
Uh,
you agree with me, Attorney Nery, mag-i-stop na yung akusasyon ninyo.
well, let's see kung ma-prove ng Philippine government na
Magiging kontento na kayo if you agree.
well, if there is real justice in the Philippines, Mr. Chair, magiging kontento. Hindi lang kami, we're talking with the families of the victims. Pag may genuine and serious investigation and prosecution, who is there to complain about serious investigation and prosecution? Yes,
Sige tayo.
Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, let me just put this in proper perspective. Yung pong report na merong mga 6,000 o 7,000 na insidente na may namatay, hindi naman po ibig sabihin na lahat noong 6,000 or 7,000 cases na yon ay nangyari na may abuse or merong lapse on the part of our law enforcement agencies. As a matter of fact, doon po sa initial na evaluation ng Internal Affairs Service ng PNP, ang majority po naman dyan na operations by law enforcement agents were regular. At wala naman po silang nakitang pagkukulang on the part of law enforcement agents. Kaya lamang po, meron ding mga several incidents na nakita mismo ng PNP na may pagkukulang. Kaya yun po ang pinaprioritize na mismong PNP nagsabi may pagkukulang tayo dyan. Pero hindi naman po ibig sabihin na yung 6,000 o 7,000 yon ay puro merong abuse of power ang PNP. Sila mismo nakita na po nila yan on an initial investigation na great majority ay tama naman ang operations. Kaya lamang, ganun pa man, kahit ganun ang sabi ng PNP IAS, ang DOJ po at that time had an agreement with the PNP and the NBI na, okay, PNP, kahit na ganyan ang finding nyo na walang sabit yung mga law enforcement agents nyo, ipagpapatuloy pa rin ng DOJ at ng NBI ang pag-verify. In other words, i-double check namin kung yung in-exonerate nyo ay talagang dapat na ma-exonerate. Pero for now, unahin namin ito, matter of priority. Ito yung in-identify nyo na talagang merong problema. So unahin namin ito, pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi namin babalikan the other thousands of cases where the police officers were exonerated.
May I clarify, Mr. Chair, my statement? Yes, thank you. Yes, well, 7,732 cases. Sabi ko nga po kanina, edi sana naman may 7,732 investigations. The Honorable Solgen said, well, we just found the other cases did not commit abuse. There was no abuse. The question of the families of the victims, how did the government even know if they did not investigate? From the data itself of the DOJ, only less than 1,000 were investigated. There is no categorical statement on the part of government so far that we have investigated the 7,732. So how do we even know that there was no abuse during the operations? Because in our opinion, Mr. Chair, and from the testimonies of our victims, ang nangyari lang kasi dyan, Mr. Chair, pag kiniklaim na nanlaban, self-defense, tapos na I mean, that's it. So, ang hinihingi ko lang sana, at sana ma-inquest man lang yung 7,732 deaths. That is the process being sworn to by the government, not just the DOJ. Then we do it because it's required by the rules. Otherwise, if we don't do inquest, we only investigate less than 1,000 and just say all the others kasi there was no abuse. We don't even have a basis for that. Then may problema po tayo.
You said doon sa accession, di ba? Na pag nag-rejoin ulit tayo, should be ratified by the President and concurred by the Senate.
Correct, Your Honor.
Why is it when we withdraw? Hindi kailangan yun.
Because as I explained earlier, Your Honor, when the Senate gave its concurrence, it did not impose any condition that its concurrence would also be required if the Republic would withdraw. It could have done so.
But they can question.
Validly.
They can question.
Question.
They can question the withdrawal
In
of the
fact, they
president.
did by filing this petition before the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court dismissed the petition. That was questioned actually, Your Honor. Pangilinan versus Cayetano.
So therefore, recently, the president mentioned and said that because of the resolution, that he will study the proposal. Sinabi niya yun eh, di ba?
Hindi po accurate, Mr. Chair.
Ano yung sinabi niya?
Ang sinabi po niya na under study ay yun pong possibility of rejoining the ICC. Pero yung on the matter of non-cooperation with the current investigation ay inulit po niya ang kanyang statement na we cannot cooperate for reasons already explained.
So therefore, kung sinabi niya under study, what would you recommend to the president?
Pag-aaralan ko rin po, Your Honor. Marami pong factors na kailangan nating i-consider sa pagre-rejoin, kaya kung ang presidente po mismo ay sinabi na kailangan ng masusing pag-aaral tungkol dyan, ay lalo na po ako na kailangan mag-aral para dyan.
Thank you, Co-Chair. May we know, you have just one question, ano? Representative Acop? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kanina pa po ako nakikinig sa mga legal positions ng bawat panig eh. But I think I would agree with the Honorable Guevara that the bone of contention of this issue is contained in Article 127, Paragraph 2. May I know, ano po yung definition nyo ng the term commence? Kasi if I read yung statement na pinagtatalunan natin ngayong araw na ito is, the withdrawal shall not affect any cooperation with the court in connection with criminal investigations and proceedings in relation to which the withdrawing state had a duty to cooperate. That's the first condition. Pero hindi po, may second and ang sinabi, which were commenced prior to the date on which the withdrawal became effective. Yun po yung crux of the issue eh. Di po ba? But may I ask, Your Honor, the Solicitor General, what is, I think this statute has also its rules of procedure. In the same manner that we have our rules of criminal and civil procedure. Tama po?
Tama po yan,
Yes.
Your Honor.
Now, the statement speaks of the term commence. So, going to Webster Dictionary, it means to begin or to start. Tama po?
Tama po.
Would you agree, Your Honor?
Tama po.
Oh. But doon po sa previous statement, it is in connection with criminal investigations.
Tama po.
Now, when would a criminal investigation commence?
Well, depende po yan kung ang pinag-uusapan po natin ay yung sa ating sistema
Hindi,
o doon sa sistema ng
Your Honor,
ICC.
I'm speaking of, I'm citing the statement stated in Article 127 of the Rome Statute. It speaks of criminal investigations,
Apo.
and the term commence was used.
Apo.
Now, may I know, when does a criminal investigation internationally or locally start? That's my point, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Your Honor. If we are going to base it on Article 13, it is when one of the instances would be when the ICC prosecutor motu proprio requests for investigation. Request to commence. Maybe we should take a look at
No.
Article 13. Yeah.
Article 13 speaks of exercise of jurisdiction. Yes, I agree, Your Honor. Kaya nga po tinatanong ko kasi nandito po yung issue natin Kanina ko pa pinakikinggan yung mga legal treatises ninyo pero this issue should be resolved. What is the legal definition insofar as international law is concerned sa term not to commence? And insofar as international law is concerned, what do we mean by criminal investigations? And when does a criminal investigation start with international law? Yun po yung issue ngayon
Yes, Your Honor. In the case of the Rome Statute, which created the ICC, the commencement of the investigation would be at the point where the pretrial chamber authorized the ICC prosecutor to commence his investigation. That is exactly what the two judges of the appeals chamber said. In fact, the prosecutor filed a request for the commencement of his investigation. He made that request to the pretrial chamber in March of 2021. So the pretrial chamber authorized the commencement of the investigation in September of 2021.
I heard that from you, Your Honor.
So that is my
But
answer.
I also listened to my good friend, the Honorable Colmenares. And I'm speaking as an investigator, Your Honor. A criminal investigation starts the moment a complainant files a complaint against somebody. Kaya, tama yung sabi po ninyo, Kong Colmenares. Kanya-kanyang interpretasyon ito. Because look at the rules of procedure. Dito po sa rules of procedure ng Rome Statute, wala akong makita na that will state kung kailan nagsisimula yung criminal investigation stated in Article 127. Yun po yung ko. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, if I may just clarify doon, Mr. Chair, just to clarify kung Kops. Short lang,
Okay.
Mr. Chair. Kasi I agree with the Solgen, exercise of jurisdiction is under Article 13 in relation to Article 15. And that's what the Solgen said.
In relation to Article 12.
12. But then Article 13 refers to 15. You mentioned it that kanina. What does Article 15 say? So the trigger ng exercise of jurisdiction. The prosecutor may initiate investigations proprio motu on the basis of information on crimes within the jurisdiction of the court. It does not say that the prosecutor will ask, but it says initiate. So that is different from preliminary investigation. And that is founded, Mr. Chair, for the lawyers na lang, under the same Article 15 referred to by the Solicitor General, subsection 6, which says, if after preliminary examination referred to in paragraph 1, which is investigation, the prosecutor concludes that information provided does not constitute a reasonable basis for investigation, he shall inform. And on the other hand, he may even also ask. So basically, ang sinasabi ko lang, Mr. Chair, while of course the victims will argue na nung final namin yan, it's a matter under consideration by the ICC. But even granting the argument of the government na it's Article 12 and 13 in relation to 15, then the start of the preliminary examination, which is in 2018, is the start or the commencement of the proceedings. But the government, well, they argue, no, it's not the preliminary examination of the prosecutor. It's when he or she requests for the preliminary investigation. So that's a matter of interpretation now. But for us, Article 15 is very clear. The exercise of jurisdiction is triggered when the prosecutor motu proprio investigates, doesn't even ask for approval, investigates. And that's why we say under the terms of Article 127, it has commenced and therefore the state has to cooperate. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for that.
Thank you, Attorney Neri. Soldier, can I just get back to you later? I'll just recognize first Representative Manuel for his questions.
Thank you to our chairpersons. Bale po, since many questions have already been posed, I would like to manifest first na dismayado po tayo dun sa hindi pagiging handa ng ating ilang mga agencies when it comes to data which are very crucial sa ating discussion. Halimbawa po, Mr. Chair, na ang main din na inaasahan ng DOJ for its data ang Philippine National Police. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin, drug-related killings, na ang mayor din na dapat imbestigahan doon ang PNP mismo, Mr. Chair. And nangyari na rin naman at nagkaroon ng maraming mga testimonials and documentation about cover-ups, tapos pagtatanim nga rin ng iba't ibang mga ebidensya. Kaya Mr. Chair, tingin natin hindi natin mapipilit ang ating mga kababayan kung hindi sila agad-agad na makakapagtiwala hanggang ngayon dun sa nabanggit na mga ahensya at maghahanap sila ng ibang mga recourse para makamit talaga yung hustisya. And Mr. Chair, naunawaan ko rin kung bakit tinuturing na controversial ang issue na ito kasi maliban sa dating Pangulo, napangalanan din sa mga dokumento ng ICC ang nakaupong Vice Presidente tsaka 2 senador. Gayunpaman, Mr. Chair, kapag gumulong na ang lahat ng kinakailangang proseso sa bandang huli, walang sino mang tao ang dapat na makawala ng hindi nananagot kapag may nagawa silang kasalanan sa bayan. Kahit dating mataas na opisyal pa yan o kasalukuyang nakaupo sa pwesto, kahit dating presidente o dating PNP chief pa yan. Hindi rin dapat ginagamit ang anumang posisyon sa gobyerno para protektahan ang sarili o ang kamag-anak na dapat humarap sa investigasyon. Kaugnay po niyan, hindi dapat gamitin ng sino mang opisyal ang kanyang posisyon sa gobyerno para din atakihin ang mga kabataan at kababayang nagsusulong ng hustisya at pumapanig sa mga biktima ng war on drugs. Kaya kung meron pong investigasyon na dapat matuloy at mabilis na umusad, ito ang investigasyon sa lahat ng mga nagpasimuno ng madugong giyera kontra droga. Hindi forever ang impunity at kasaysayan po ang nagpapatunay na maniningil talaga ang mga naapi. Kaya dapat din maghanda ang mga sangkot dahil ang mga ebidensya laban sa kanila ay sobrang bigat na. Hindi gawa-gawa, hindi pinwersa.
First for an answer, I had to give it, and I have no reason to depart from what I had already stated. I think it's not only improper, it's illogical.
But
nothing is cast in stone.
ang bilis.
No, Your Honor, I'm talking from a legal standpoint. I'm not speaking as a political person.
Even in
Mr. Chair.
Sorry if I cut you off, no, but I think what would help also is the figures that we were requesting the PNP and the DOJ to submit. Kasi right now, the figures, 7,000, 6,000, we don't really know where it came from. No? And we would prefer siguro that an official number be given by the PNP and the DOJ and what actions have been taken on these numbers that
That is good, Mr.
Para at
Chair.
least may basis tayo. Kasi we're just like, trying to pick figures from wherever. No? But
ask the Solicitor General with respect to the signing of the Rome Statute. Mr. Chair, is it possible that the Philippines can still rejoin the ICC by signing the Rome Statute?
The possibility, the matter of rejoining the ICC is, of course, a possibility. It's a decision that will have to be done collectively by the Republic if it wishes to rejoin the ICC. However, Your Honor, we need not sign the Rome Statute all over again because we have already signed it. What we need to do is simply to accede to it. The process is called accession, and that is done by repeating the process all over, meaning the President will ratify our joining the ICC, and the Senate will express its concurrence by a 2/3 vote. After that, the instrument of ratification will be deposited with the Secretary General of the United Nations, and thereupon we become a member again of the ICC.
Okay, so a while ago, it was established that as of today, the position of the government is that we have no legal duty to cooperate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so with that, assuming that we have no legal duty to cooperate, now, can we allow the investigators or the prosecutors to go to our country and conduct their investigation?
As I said earlier, the prosecutor is free to do whatever he wants to do on the matter of investigation.
On that note, Mr. Chair, may we ask the DOJ, the PNP, as well as the Commission on Human Rights, are you going to cooperate with the prosecutors or the investigators? As mentioned, they are free to go to our country and conduct its investigation.
Your Honor, the Commission is more than willing to coordinate if the ICC so deems that they need our cooperation.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
May we know also from the other agencies, chairpersons?
DOJ?
I believe, Your Honor, that we have to defer to the orders of our principals. And of course, at this instance, it's the President of the Philippines.
PNP?
PNP.
Your Honor, I have said a while ago that as to the giving support to the investigation being conducted by the International Criminal Court, we are of the humble view that it would be more prudent if the PNP will just submit to the position of the President as head of the Executive Department, to which the PNP is under, and also with the SILG. If we will be required to submit a petition paper, we will do so, sir.